Good day, everybody. This is Joe Van Cleve. Hey, welcome back to the Typewriter video series. And I'm standing out here near Elm Park in Albuquerque, and behind me is this old building which used to be a private residence, but it is now the Albuquerque Press Club, which is a private club that is for people that are in the press and writing business. But anyway, we have today a meeting of the ABQwerty Type Writer Society here at the Albuquerque Press Club, and that's real exciting. This is an older historic part of Albuquerque, and over here is a little grassy park. Let's go walk over to that. And some of my family lived in this neighborhood years ago. Fantastic old park. Downtown Albuquerque. We're up on a little hill looking down, and there's some old houses across the road there. That one of those was my uncle's house. I'm a little early, going to get set up, but we've been invited to be here for our ABQwerty Type Writer Society. Our friend Bill, who's a member of the Albuquerque Press Club, invited us here, and we're real excited about being here. So our friend Bill invited us to come over here last Sunday to check the press club out and see if it would be appropriate for our group, and I really think it's going to work great. It's a former house, various rooms and various levels, and of course being a press club means, of course, that it is sort of pretty closely related to typewriters. Back in the day, of course, when this house was a house, it wasn't the press club back in 1903, but back then the typewriters were just coming into their strong usage in the professional writing world, the press world. You know, typewriters were used throughout the history of this house up until maybe the last 15 or 20 years maybe. But so there's a historical connection, I think, between typewriters and this particular venue, and also with the whole idea of a press club in general. And I've brought a handful of typewriters. I brought these 6, and there's another one in the back seat there, a typewriter that I've worked on for one of the people in our group. So we have the Remington Quiet Writer, we have a Hermes 3000, we have the Facet 1620, we have the Triumph Norm 6, Olivetti Underwood 21, and the Smith Corona Silent Super. A nice representation of medium-sized portables from the mid-20th century. Actually, the earliest one is probably the Triumph Norm 6 right around World War II. But anyways, nice representation of medium-sized portable typewriters, which is what I figured I would bring today. Well, as far as activities today during our meeting, I decided for myself personally, I'm going to try to make this a little more practical of a time. I have a whole pile here of letters, correspondence from pen pals that I need to reply to, and I've decided I'm going to do some postcards. Last week I went down to Guerrilla Graphics and I bought a whole pile of postcards that are sort of New Mexico themed, and I'm going to be typing today on these Avery 6874 labels for use with my postcards. I didn't actually bring the postcards themselves. Of course, I can type these individually and then stick them on the postcards tomorrow when I mail them out. But anyways, I'm hoping to get some practical work done during the typewriter meeting today. Here we are. So we're out on the north porch of the Albuquerque Press Club on a wonderful, slightly humid by Albuquerque standards afternoon. We had a great rainstorm yesterday evening, the start of our summer monsoons. But anyways, we have a good little gathering out here and a good smattering of typewriters. This table right here is the Behemoth typewriters, the Godrej and the SG1 right here. Here we have an impromptu typewriter repair. Say hello to the camera, Bill.
Hi, camera, Bill.
A little bit of a Olympia SM9 repair. And hi, Andrea. And there's Robin. And hi, we have my Hermes 3000. And look at this wonderful little cute Corona 3. Oh, look at the little thing. You want to scratch it behind the ears. It's like a little baby puppy typewriter. Yes. And Kevin. Hello. You're not camera shy, are you? And we have yet more typewriters here, and we're having fun, aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes. What a great view out here, downtown Albuquerque in the distance, and a nice venue and a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, so we have an SM9 that belongs to one of our members, and the chassis was loose inside of the machine. And Bill, take us through what you had to do to fix it.
Well, it was pretty hard. We had to take the machine apart. We had pretty steady hands today. Some of us had a single malt, but I chose not to. So my hands are pretty rock steady today. Some other people here, I won't mention their names, anyway, this old Olympia SM9, a repair person that shall remain nameless, got a hold of it, and well, we were just first we had to undo what the repair person did, and then we fixed it thanks to Joe and Bill and Shannon. Yes. So here's what we did. You see, the body is held to the frame with some screws here, but unfortunately, it looks like something had been dropped on the typewriter, and it separated the pieces, so they really weren't any good. And the repair person looked like they had put some glue around it to fix them. It really doesn't work. For those of you who are trying to glue rubber, it doesn't hold. So that's the way. This is the way it should look. That's the way it looks. Fortunately, it's kind of in two pieces, so that the screw went into this end, and then this went into the frame. All right. So once we got those out, got all the glue off, then we went over to True Value, and we picked up some 4mm. Stainless steel screws. You can see here, there's one here, one here, one here, and one here. All right. And then we also picked up some flat bib washers, rubber bib washers. And they fit. Can you get in there, Joe? You can see the little bib washers. So they replace this little bit, almost just perfectly, the right height. And then we almost had a total disaster when one of the washers wanted to go home.
Yeah, the hard way.
And so fortunately we found it, but then we noticed that one of the screws was too long, and it was hitting this lever. So Shannon fashioned out of a nickel this nut. It was incredible. I'd never seen anything like it.
Or she might have found it on the floor.
She took a nickel, put it in her mouth, chewed it a little bit, and that's what came out. It's incredible.
It formed into a shoulder nut.
And it was perfect.
Perfect.
So repair done. Back in business. To me, it feels the same. From 1 to 8.
No.
The little covers, those I don't see.
Well, this was a great meeting we had this afternoon, the Albuquerque Press Club. We had a great turnout here and a lot of enthusiasm. We got at least one new member, perhaps. Enjoyed meeting everybody. And, well, this is Joe Van Cleve. Until next time, stay creative and have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.